Hi, my name is Opiemi Thomas. My company's name is Roadi, LLC. My career has been somewhat of a discovery of what I love doing and also what I'm good at doing. And I started off at different community colleges, went first in New Jersey, then in Baltimore at CityBizList. And then I transferred to University of Baltimore. I took one semester and fell in love with the startup industry that was brewing here about almost 10 years ago now. And worked on a few ideas, was part of the first startup weekend, and in that we were on the team called Dapperly that won third place. And I went there to present an idea I had for an ed tech company, a startup. And after that experience, I decided to move to New York to pursue launching a venture, because I saw that might have been where the opportunity was at that time. But what I recognized was I always wanted to be in the I always wanted to build businesses, to build innovative technology. I would always read about them and even write personal case studies about companies that were emerging. So I really needed to follow my passions. And at that time, I had strayed so far away from it that I was looking at how to essentially get back to doing what I love. And so part of that journey was first making the decision to leave the business of investment advisory and finance and look into how I can start to be a business owner and work in developing high tech products. So part of that was also coming back to so one of the first decisions was coming back to University of Baltimore to finish my undergraduate degree, and in doing so, I was here for about a year and a half, and I found out that they had a entrepreneurship fellowship program that was very interesting. And funny story is, at first I applied to it and I didn't even get an interview. And then a year later, after seeing activities that I had done and presentations that I did, they reached out to me to apply, and then I did, and that was one of the best decisions that I had made, because that provided me a community and a network to have a foundation to begin launching and growing my businesses. And that has really led to where I am today in having a business and a venture that is scalable and something I'm working in a field that I love. Yeah, the vision of Roadi came even just from driving, and I've lived in cities most of my life. Even in Nigeria, I was born in a city, and I left, and even in New York, and then coming into Baltimore. There was just times where parking is just always a challenge in really any city, any major city around the world. And coming from Catonsville and starting at the University of Baltimore, it would take me 20 minutes to drive to class. I was taking night classes usually when I started out. It would take me 20 minutes to drive to class, and sometimes up to 40 minutes to find parking. There was a time that it took me so long to find parking, and I only made it to about 30 minutes of the class, and it was about a 3-hour class. So, I was a little late to that class, but it was just it took almost an hour to find parking in that scenario. And I recognize that it's a challenge that people face really, again, in major cities around the world, and even just at the community here at University of Baltimore. And what I had learned from my past is that if you want to create a successful business, you need to solve problems. And the bigger the problem, the bigger the opportunity. So what better problem to solve than one that I was experiencing, and that my friends were experiencing, and that I saw people all over the world were experiencing. And I started that was in my mind as to what problems in this world can I solve. So the way the application works is really a combination of many different factors. So we build a foundation, which is a platform where people can exchange data. And what we do is make it easy for them to do so. And we do that through crowdsource, making it easy to have crowdsourced data, creating an opportunity for third parties to share data with the platform as well, beyond the drivers who are on the platform. And one thing I like to note about the platform is that all the data that's generated is passive. So unlike many others, there's no user input, manual user input necessary for the application to produce the results that it needs to, and it's always been that way. So everything that we gather is all passive because we want to make it easy for drivers to use the application and find value in it. And then we apply machine learning based on studies that we did before we built the application. We designed formulas and algorithms to identify parking recommendations based on behavior. And that came from hours of field research, going out on the street, driving the cars with people, spending hours on looking at how cars are parking. So we did several research to really develop this formula that we apply on the back end that allows the data to scale with the users as well. So it's like the way the application works is a combination of crowdsourced data, incorporating passively recorded data from drivers and crowdsourced, connecting third parties to share data with the platform and Roadi as well, and then also applying machine learning that's research-based to scale the data. Yeah, the competitive landscape is, well, for what we focus on and what we look at doing is being a scalable solution. And what we did is we focus on the platform. So we offer a platform that can scale with the demands of the industry. Because we understood a long time ago that technology is going to iterate, that different stakeholders are going to have different demands as they get better accustomed to what's possible and what the consumers need. So what we focus on again is that platform, being a platform, a scalable platform where with any initiative or any mission that a city can conceptualize, they can execute that on the Roadi platform. So what we want to do is we want to be that foundation for them to deliver their solutions. So there's actually a workshop that I was part of recently with NIST as well as TEDCO and several others, where we focused on the first and last mile connectivity. And what we looked there is you're still going to drive to that place, and wherever there's a car, there's going to be parking, whether it's a driverless car or whether it's a manned car. You're going to need somewhere to store that vehicle. Your cars are parked 98% of the time that drivers own them. So we focus on what are the various multiple use cases where parking exists, and how can Roadi be a value add to those different experiences. The role of the University of Baltimore is really one of understanding the value of a community, the value of a network and access to resources. One of the main aspects of building a business is can you find the right talent? Can you access the right knowledge, the right resources to start the business and then grow the business? So what we focus on, so what's been really beneficial about the network here is there's a wide network of individuals who have different experiences, different backgrounds, whether that's strictly in sales or strictly in storytelling. Like Henry has really helped us to hone in on our ability to tell the story, to share the value with an audience, a wide audience, and then also having people that can point you in the right direction and also help you avoid certain pitfalls and mistakes that you otherwise may have made. So all those elements, and I'm probably not even mentioning all of it, but those elements of that community, the diversity of the background is really helpful, has been very helpful in setting the foundation for the company, starting the company, accessing the resources and opportunities that are needed to then grow a company. The plans for the next 12 months is I would phrase it as ready to scale. We've really dug deep into the problem. We've really understood the users. We've really understood who we're serving, what value we're providing, and have been very, very diligent and focused on developing a world-class technology. In doing that with a small, nimble team, we haven't really focused as much on scaling and reaching as many people as we possibly can, because we wanted to we wanted to really make sure the technology was delivering that value. And so what we're doing is we're in a place now where we just need to more maintain that and just manage that technology development. And now we can start to really focus on how do we reach as many people as possible. So in the next 12 months, we're looking at reaching that critical mass